Now, the International Monetary Fund is urging Sub-Saharan African countries to take urgent action to address economic and management issues. In its latest Regional Economic Outlook report, Restarting the Growth Engine, it expressed concerns about the lack of adjustments being made among hard-hit energy exporting countries. Now, Washington Correspondent Daniel Ryntjes spoke to the IMF's Africa Director, Abebe Aemro, Selassie.
I think the good story in about 2017 now is that growth is going to be a bit higher than it was last year. Last year we estimate growth at around 1.5%. So this year we're seeing that going up to 2.5%. It has to be said, though, this average number for the region masks a lot of variance across the region. So you still have quite a few countries that continue to grow rapidly. The Tanzania, Kenyas of this world, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, they're still growing at 6% or more. On the other hand, you have some of the larger economies, Nigeria, South Africa, Angola, still doing very poorly. And these are countries that have been hit by the commodity price decline a couple of years ago. And in the wake of that, the policy adjustment has not been as robust as it needs to be. So there's a lot of uncertainty. Policy settings haven't quite been adjusted fully, which is holding back growth. So what we're calling for basically is those policy uncertainties to be alleviated, policies to be adjusted quite quickly to allow growth to rebound, private investment to resume, which is really what's holding back growth.
Are you still optimistic about the growth story for Sub-Saharan Africa, or do you think we've still got a long way to go?
Very optimistic, very optimistic. I think, yes, the region is going through a rough patch at the moment, but I have no doubt that the medium to long-term prospects really are very, very strong. If you think where Sub-Saharan Africa was 20 years ago and see where it is now, I mean, the change has been incredible. And it's not just been about, shiny buildings in cities or roads, but the human dimension also has been really fantastic, strong improvement there also. So if you look at indicators like, life expectancy, infant mortality, maternal mortality, broader human development indexes, they've all improved across the board. So it's not just been a growth story, but also important improvement in fundamentals, which I think will position the region for stronger growth still in the coming years. What we have to do now, though, is in the face of this difficult external environment, we need macroeconomic policies to respond in an appropriate way to avoid going into some of the pitfalls of the past, coupled with policies to avoid an increase in poverty levels, the social dislocation that might arise from slower growth. I have absolutely no doubt that the region will be growing much more rapidly in the coming years.